I would have to put my child first, my child.
Hello lovely people, and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see from the video, this is going to be a motherhood video, and it's going to be my 5 top tips, honest top tips for all of my first time mums out there. You know, being a mum, sometimes you can really feel lost, and it's nice to have platforms like YouTube and even TikTok to just get some advice. So I really hope that my video helps some of you lovely mummies out there. I hope everybody's had a lovely Christmas and festive season and enjoyed their time with their friends and their family, had good food, drink, and just good vibes. I really hope that. So yeah, let's get into the video. So I am a mum of 1. My daughter is 3.5 years old. So yes, she is in that toddler stage, and wow, have I learned a lot. Have I learned a lot along these 3.5 years. So let's get into my first and very important first top tip is to put yourself first. Everybody always preaches,
Oh, it's my child comes before everything or anyone.
and it wasn't until I was having a conversation with someone and they brought up that scenario, you know, when you're on a plane and they're like, put your own mask on first and then put your child's mask on. And I never really used to understand that because I was thinking, well, why wouldn't you want to put your child's mask on first just to make sure that they're okay, and then you'll be able to do your own? But it wasn't until thinking I realized that if I put the child's mask on first, right, and then I lose oxygen or I can't breathe, if the child is really young, say like a baby or a toddler, they're not going to be able to understand or know how to then help their mum. Whereas if it's the other way around and I put my mask on first and say, God forbid, my child loses, you know, oxygen or can't breathe, at least me as the parent, as the adult, I can, you know, do CPR or, you know, try and wake her up, you know, do everything that I can possible to make sure that she's okay. And this kind of had me thinking, like, if I'm not okay, if April's not okay, then that's going to affect my little one, you know, my mental health, my spiritual health, my physical health. Like, we really need to put ourselves first, mums. All my mummies out there, you need to put yourself first. We neglect ourselves. But if we are not good, then our children suffer. If our mental health is not good, how are we going to be fit to look after these little people that are dependent on us, that are relying on us? You know, I'm so passionate about this. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I'm so passionate about this, you know. And putting yourself first, if it means going to get a massage, going to get your nails done, going out with your friends and socializing, then do it, because it makes you feel good. And if you feel good and if you're 100%, then you're going to be fit and able to look after this little person. So yeah, that's my first one. And this is very important because we are just, I feel like we're programmed like in society, like the child. And it's like, well, no, like we are the ones that are looking after the child. So we need to be good so that we can do that to the best of our ability. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Let's get into my second tip. So my second tip is routine. Mummies, having a routine, and I'm talking about a sleep routine, bedtime routine, sleep training, all of that stuff saved my life. And I don't want to sound dramatic, but it saved my life. As mums, I don't think we realize how sleep deprived and how empty we're running on when you become a first-time mum and you're full of hormones and you're just going. You don't actually realize how sleep deprived you are. I never realized how sleep deprived I was. Yeah, come on. When you're in that newborn stage and they're waking up every 2 hours, yeah, especially if you're breastfeeding as well, yeah, and you have this little person just sucking all the life out of you in your boobs, and you're like, oh my gosh. Like, sometimes you feel like a zombie in those first, like, 0 to 3 months. Like, I don't know if anybody else felt like this. Let me know in the comments below. But I literally felt like a zombie. Like, I was running on empty. So I started sleep training my daughter when she was around 9 to 10 months. And I really wish I had done it sooner. Like, I was literally one of those first time mums that was like, oh my gosh, sleep training, it just seems so mean, so harsh. No, like, it is needed, like, in my opinion. So the method that I actually did with my daughter was the crying out method. And I know a lot of people might not agree with it, but I'll tell you what I did anyway, just in case you're interested. So what I would do is I would start a bath time, run her a bath, mellow her down, let her kind of understand that it's getting into that kind of bedtime routine. When I put her into the car, or before I put her into the car, I would cuddle her, I'd rock her, I'd cuddle her, you know, make sure that she knows that mommy loves her. And I would place her safely in the cot, and then I would leave the room. She would cry, she would scream, and then I would go back in after around 10 to 15 minutes, just rub her back and just say, mommy's here, but it's bedtime now, you know, it's just keeping up that same momentum. But she would have to cry it out, and she eventually would cry herself to sleep. Now, I did this for around a week and a half to 2 weeks, and then she got the hang of it. But I'm gonna tell you, in that time, I wanted to give up. So I'm here to say, do not give up. Do not give up. Just keep on pushing. Just keep on going, because you will succeed. You will get there, because I got there. But it is very draining, mentally draining. You start questioning yourself, like, am I doing the right thing? Is this wrong? Or should I just rock her to sleep? No, you have to keep going. And I tell you not, or I kid you not, should I say, I kid you not. When my daughter fell asleep at 7 and slept through the night, I was the one that couldn't sleep. I was the one that couldn't sleep. I was running into, like, check and think, like, what's happened? Why is she not awake? Is she okay? I was now the one that was worried, because I was so, it wasn't something I was used to, of her sleeping through, you know. And literally from that time, she sleeps through the night, unless she's ill or, you know, something's not right, or growth spurt. She is slept through the night, and she's 3.5 now. She goes to bed at 7. She usually wakes up around 6 or 7. She gets her 12 hours sleep, and she's a much happier toddler, and she was a much happier baby back then as well. And I was much happier. Do you know what I mean? I was much happier. And I didn't realize how empty my tank was. I was running on empty. I didn't even realize how weak I was, you know? And it really, really saved me. It really, really saved me. And I was happier, and she was happier, you know? So I definitely recommend sleep training, and try and do it as early as you can for your own self, for you, to help you out, mummies, okay? Let's move on into my third tip. So my third tip is gonna be to let you mummies know that it is okay to be frustrated. Motherhood is frustrating. It is very frustrating. Sometimes you just feel frustrated, overwhelmed. You don't know if you're doing the right thing. You find yourself repeating yourself. You'll feel helpless at times, you know, but it's okay. It's okay to feel frustrated. Like, sometimes they really stigmatize you, or make you feel like it's a crime for you to be frustrated or annoyed at a baby or a toddler, but these things happen. You know, I'll give you an example. There was a time where my daughter, she was around maybe 2 months old, and she would not stop crying. I'd burped her, I'd changed her diaper was clean, I'd fed her, I was rocking her, I was trying to give her cuddles, I was doing everything within my power, and she would not stop crying. And you know what I did? I laid her down safely in her cot, and I left the room, and I took a deep breath. Because I could feel myself getting frustrated. I was thinking, oh my days, I'm getting frustrated. I don't know what to do. I was feeling like I wanted to cry. I was feeling very, you know, overwhelmed. I put her down safely. I left the room, reevaluated everything, and came back in and started again. And that's okay. It's okay to get frustrated, to get annoyed, to get irritated. It's okay. You know, just leave the room. ensure that the baby or the toddler is safe and just leave the room, take a deep breath, and then start again, you know? And when I went back into the room, I just kind of cuddled her and I just rocked her and I spoke to her and she stopped crying, you know? And sometimes I might have gone in there, she was still screaming her head off, but it's just the fact that I, you know, took that time out, a couple of seconds, you know, and then go back in and start again. You know, it's not a crime to get frustrated, and don't feel bad for it. You know, sometimes it's needed. You know, sometimes you have to let it out. Sometimes you need to walk out of the room. You know, and as they get older, as they become toddlers, you realize how much you have to talk, or sometimes even shout, because you find yourself repeating the same thing and like, oh my gosh, why are you not listening to me? It can be a lot, but it's okay. Okay? Don't feel like you're doing something wrong. We're only human. We're only human. We're on a journey that we don't know anything about. Do you know what I mean? We're just trying to learn as we go along, you know? So yeah, let's go on to my fourth tip. So my fourth, this is actually quite a very important tip for first-time mums, is to trust yourself and your own instincts. When you become a first-time mum, and I know all my first-time mums out here are gonna relate to me on this, how much people are so opinionated on the things that you say you want to do with your own child. Oh, I did this with mine. Oh, you should do this. Oh, the olden remedies was this and this, that, this, that. You need to do what you feel is right for your child. You know, oh, breastfeed, only natural. Okay, well, I was also that person, but then I ended up having to go back to work when my daughter was like 7 or 8 months. Maybe that wasn't in my mind when I was all, oh, I'm all natural. I found myself pumping at work and then running back home from work to give her the milk, you know. I was running myself into the ground. You can't maintain that. I couldn't keep it going. So I had to get formula, you know. Is my daughter okay? Yeah, she's fine. She's good, she's healthy. Am I okay now? Yes, because I wasn't killing off myself. You know, it's okay. It's okay that sometimes the plan that you had at the beginning may not also be what happens during, you know, but do what you feel is best, not what other people feel is best. I feel like people have way too much opinions on what you should do with your own child. So follow your own heart, follow your own instincts and follow your gut, and don't let anybody try and change your mind of that. You know, be sure of the decisions that you make for your child, because imagine you're listening to other people and something happens. Are you going to be able to forgive yourself for that? You're probably thinking, well, I should have just gone with what I wanted to do. Do you understand? So please, please, just follow your own heart, your own instincts. You know, there was a lot, just before I go on to my last and final tip, there was a lot of, conspiracy about like giving children or babies water. Like some people said, don't give them water. Some people said, give them water. They can only have milk and blah, 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 blah. And I think I gave my daughter water as well. I just gave her a little bit of water and gave her my milk, and I didn't say anything wrong with that. But there's all these little sayings, oh, don't do this and don't do that. And oh my days, if you was to follow all of them, you wouldn't do anything. So just follow what you want to do and what feels right and what resonates with you and your child. But yes, moving on to my fifth and final tip. It's actually an important one as well. Is to not compare yourself, mummies. Do not compare yourself, and do not compare your babies or your toddlers to other mums. I'm going to tell you that now, because that will drive you loco. It will drive you loco comparing yourself. Oh, that
baby walked at 9 months and mine's 12 months or a year old and they haven't walked yet.
Don't do it, ladies. I'm telling you, don't do it. All babies are different. They develop at different stages, toddlers included as well. Everybody is different. You know, trying to compare yourself to other mums is only going to cause you stress and you worry at night, and it's not a good thing. You know, oh, my baby said mama at 5 months. Oh, my baby doesn't speak. Oh my gosh, it's very easy to get wrapped up in comparing, especially when maybe your circle of friends are mums and have children, or, you know, you just hear it passing in conversation, or even if you go to baby and mummy groups and, oh, my daughter done this, or my son done this. Is very, very easy, but you have to keep your head strong and keep focused on your little one. All babies are different, they develop different. children, toddlers, they're all at different stages. So yeah, just take my advice on that, if anything, out of all of these tips. But yes, ladies, those are all of my 5 tips for first-time mums, and I really hope that some of my tips have resonated with you and they've helped you, because that's what I want to do on my channel. I want to help mums, I want to help people, you know. So yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I will be doing another video as well, as we are approaching the end of 2022, so I'm so excited to see what 2023 has in store for all of us. But yes, please comment down below, let me know like which ones were your favorite tips, like which ones resonated with you, and just try them out, you know. And listen, I'm not saying that my tips are for everybody. You know, you might not agree with all of them, but there's no harm in trying maybe some that you think you might want to give a go. You know, you might be sitting here pregnant, you know, and wondering like, you know what, like I might give that a go when my little one gets here, you know. Or you might just get along with your motherhood journey and be like, I remember that video from that YouTuber April, oh my gosh, I don't even know my own name. But yeah, you might be like, oh, I remember that YouTuber April, she kind of said that tip and I'm actually gonna try it, you know. Like my little one's 6 months, let me try sleep training. Or you know what, I've been depriving myself for 7 or 8, 9 months, let me go out and do something for me, let me make sure that I'm happy, you know. Because I'm gonna say something before I wrap this up as well. Like energy is such a big thing. Like babies, toddlers, they're so sensitive to their parents' and mother's energy, you know. So making sure that we're good and we're happy, it really does rub off on them, you know. So if you're sleep deprived, you're groggy. If you're feeling drained and tired and you feel like you haven't done anything fun or that's made yourself smile or feel good in a long time, that's going to make you miserable. It's going to make you groggy. It's going to make you low, and that rubs off, that low energy. So it's all about just keeping the energy high, vibrating higher, and just trying to uplift ourselves as mums, you know, so that we can be that uplifting, bubbly spirit for these little people. But yes, I will see you all in my next video. I hope you all have an amazing week, and thank you so much for watching until the end. And yeah, take care guys. Bye bye.